friends.
There was not
Just do you ever feel lonely in Bangalore?
Yeah, every day. Every day is quite lonely. I live alone. I have 8 cats in my house.
Oh, hell yeah. Bangalore has a lot of social life, but it doesn't have so many things to do.
Why do people coming from outside feel lonely in Bangalore?
Who do I trust? Because I'm trying to build a career and I'm trying to build a career to have money.
Honestly, like, people shouldn't feel lonely in Bangalore because there's just so much to do.
Yeah, it is actually quite hard because people here, they do smoke, they drink.
Today we're in the streets of Bangalore to find answers to a very important question. Are people in Bangalore lonely? It wouldn't be wrong to say that loneliness is an epidemic that has affected many people, especially in cities like Bangalore. Although this might not be true for each and every person, it is still a modern problem that affects many, and we felt we needed to investigate this further. Here's a study conducted by a surgeon on loneliness. Social isolation's effect on mortality are equivalent to smoking up to 15 cigarettes every day. Social isolation and loneliness contribute to a person having a higher risk of heart disease, stroke, anxiety, depression, and dementia, and make people more susceptible to infectious diseases. We are very curious to see what people in Bangalore are going to say about this. We have a feeling we'll unfold a lot of things. Having said that, let's start talking to some people.
I grew up in Kerala and then I moved here. There was a point where I felt that was mostly after my daughter was born. Like after my first daughter was born, I had to take a break from work. Unintended, like I had no plans for it, so it kind of happened. And then parenthood plus the fact that I was not working basically meant that there were times when my child would be in, say, play school or somewhere else, and there wouldn't be people who had similar time, where the times matched, I would say, where you could hang out with people. So when I had time free, none of my friends were free, and vice versa. When you do have that loneliness, you tend to put the load of that on the few connections that you have. Like your expectation of a lot of people falls onto those 1 or 2 souls who are like around. Like for example, for me, that was my husband. I expected him to fulfill a lot of friends roles as well, whereas he might be coming home very tired as well. Right?
I don't feel comfortable like having long conversations. I don't know Kannada, so it gets like, kind of hard for me to like have even a 2-minute conversation. Like I would like to, but I just can't.
I've heard it a lot nowadays.
Yeah.
Like when people come here,
Yeah.
they just find it so hard to make new friends here, and like
I think it's really hard to make friends anywhere now because look at the times we live in. Like I have 50 tabs open in my mind all the time. Who do I trust? How can someone trust me? Am I gonna show up for you on days where I can't deal with your stress and mine, right? It's really hard to like balance, I think.
We have to admit, the inspiration to make this video came when we realized 60% of our users who sign up for therapy on our website are victims of loneliness. We have explored loneliness as a concept in other short-form content too, and we feel it is a growing concern in modern times. Many people who come from different cities to work or to study in Bangalore often feel like outsiders. But what about people who are born and brought up here? Do they feel lonely too? Or is it just the problem of people who migrate here? Let's find out.
why do you think then it's a general consensus about people who shift into Bangalore from their hometowns and like other places that they just end up feeling lonely here, or it's hard for them to find friends?
I don't know. I guess they're looking in the wrong places, to be very honest. Bangaloreans I know are quite like welcoming and open to things. They don't judge too much. But being from the city, it's like my hometown, man. So I don't really I have friends everywhere.
I was born and brought up here. My entire family, all my friends are here. So, no.
And like
Just go up and talk to people. Just go and sit in a cafe and talk to some random person. You'll make a friend.
Once you get a little older and when you move here for work, which is what most people do, then your priority is just like to go to work and get some money. And the chances are when you go to a workplace, there are so many diverse groups of people and maybe you don't get along with everybody. Bangalore, the startup hub of India, is known for its IT industries and fast developing tech. A tweet that perfectly describes Bangalore is this: asked my auto driver for the QR code, man flipped his hand and showed me his smartwatch. Every year, 5 million people migrate to Bangalore to look for jobs or to study. Moving to a new city is hard, and this is why people who are new here often feel left out.
How I quantify it is the intersection of similarities. So if you go to a random city and you see like 10 random people on the street, how much intersection do you have in terms of similarities with like these people? Like you can just like see anybody. If you feel like you have a greater 50% intersection in interest, ambition, movies you watch, hobbies like Kanye, Drake, if you're into Bollywood, that stuff, if you're into like if the kind of actors you like, actresses you like, the kind of crushes you have. So if you feel like you don't have to actually go and talk to somebody, if you feel like you have a greater than 50% intersection, then you actually won't feel lonely in a city.
So here's what we think is going on. Loneliness is more of a universal concept, where anyone who does not feel a sense of belongingness often feels like an outsider.
Initially, I moved from India to Germany. India is everywhere you see people, everything, but Germany is like completely silent. You can hear your own breath. But yes, in my initial days there, I felt so lonely, like away from friends I know here.
No matter which city, country, or continent you are in, if certain social needs are not met, there are chances that you will end up feeling lonely. A sociologist, Robert Weiss, developed a psychological theory on loneliness in the mid-70s. He said we need these 6 social aspects to fight loneliness: attachment, social integration, nurturance, reassurance of worth, sense of reliable alliance, and guidance in stressful situations. When these social needs are not met, we end up feeling lonely. But is there a way out? Making friends who genuinely care about us is the best way to deal with loneliness. Let's see the approach people in Bangalore have when it comes to fighting loneliness.
Finding a girlfriend or boyfriend, which like most of my friends, like seriously, like most of my friends, like I've had these discussions with my friends, and they say that like whenever they had like whenever they're dating somebody, they never felt lonely. I at least stay in a 5 BHK or a 6 BHK, like one of these villas. They're not that more expensive than normal. If you find that, like get 6 of your friends or 6 people who you're maybe not friends with, but you think they can become friends, and surround yourself with these people.
I remember when I had come to Bangalore, I did not know many people, but then there was this co-living space called Drapers. It's in Mangla. I went there, and it was, I used to, live with different people, and it was so fun. I got to make a lot of friends. I still remember there was this one person from Pune, and she was an interior designer, and we really bonded. We bonded really well. I think when you live with people, it can be strangers or maybe one or two people you already know. You can start living with them too. It really helps, I feel, because then you don't have to really struggle. You can ask for help. You can, they can be there for you. So yeah, that is how I try to fight loneliness in Bangalore.
The way I love making friends is through playing sports, and when I moved to Bangalore, I did not know anyone to play football with or tennis with or even badminton with. And I think apps like Playo, where you can discover other people playing sports or doing other activities, I think they are a tremendous help because you get to meet new people, play team sports with them. Some of them eventually become your friends. I actually, have a couple of good friends through these activities and sports. We ended up playing together. So for sure, if you're new to a city, do check out, apps like Playo. Game changer, because I used to feel lonely when I came here. Sports is a way for me to socialize, and that really worked wonders for me.
Where you grow up, you have a lot of automatic communities being built. But anywhere else that you go, you have to build that, right? But Bangalore actually has a very thriving community-oriented culture. Cubbon Park, if you go there on most like Sundays or anything, has so many communities there. There will be book clubs. Simultaneously, you'll see book clubs happening. You'll have yoga clubs happening. You'll have walking clubs, running clubs. I think there are pet lovers club. There is something else. It's a thriving hub for communities. Through meetup.com, there are a lot of communities that I had found. So Bangalore has communities. You need to put in a little effort to find them though.
When I came to Bangalore 2 years ago, I literally knew no one, not a single person. I knew my brother because he came along with me. But then, the thing about loneliness is that you need to know people in your town, right? So when you shift to Bangalore, you need to meet new people. And my brother and I were just brainstorming on what to do about it, how to meet new folks. And we have so less time because we're also founders. So we thought we'll just bring in people, host an event, and serendipitously now we have a community called as Warehouse, where people from the startup ecosystem and not even the startup ecosystem come in. We chill together, we vibe together without any agenda. Last we did like a football league match where we played against like all houses. We went to Camp Monk together. We have dinners at times together. So yeah, random events. We keep on meeting every month. I feel that's the thing about community, right? Like that physical aspect of it. You need to meet people in life. There's always work that's gonna go. But I feel like having friends, having family is something which is really important.
You have two options. Either you can just be stuck there, or you can figure out ways around it. I guess the second option is always better.
Loneliness means different things to different people. For some, it's about being away from family, and for some, it's being so busy with work that you don't have time to make new friends. Some people accept loneliness as a way of life, while some choose to fight it. Hope you're choosing the second option too. In the end, we are all trying to find homes, be it in new cities, people, and especially in our own selves. It's not easy, and we hope this video helped you in some ways.